What's going on YouTube? Just now right here. So in today's video we're talking some very important jailbreak related topics and also a very important security vulnerability that you have right now on your device that can get your device hacked in seconds. So stay tuned. I'm going to start with the vulnerability and then I'm going to continue my way through the jailbreak stuff on iOS 13.0 all the way up to 13.4.1. Now the vulnerability I'm talking about is a zero-click vulnerability in the mail application. Now what is a zero-click? You probably heard of zero day before, but not zero click. Well, zero click means there's no user interaction required so that the vulnerability can be applied. So this means that you have to do absolutely nothing and you would still be hacked. Now, the vulnerability itself was posted by ZecOps blog in here, and all the key details about it are available in this post, so I would definitely recommend you to go ahead and read it. Now, if you are a mail application user, you basically use that blue little application, this one in here, on your Apple device, then you would definitely have to switch it off for the time being, because every single mail application out there on the recent devices is vulnerable. Now, the vulnerability goes all the way down to iOS 6, so you're basically not safe on any device, because this supports iOS 6 all the way up to like iOS 13.4.1, which at the moment happens to be the latest version available of iOS. So no, there's currently no patch available, and let me tell you exactly why this vulnerability is important. We can also use it for a jailbreak because it's basically RCE or remote code execution, so we're not completely off topic here. It can be used for a jailbreak, but at the same time it also represents a very big security hole, so you might as well just protect yourself in the time being. So this is basically RCE, remote code execution, and it's a zero click. So basically you get an email from somebody that uses this vulnerability and they hack into your device, they can steal files, they can basically remotely jailbreak your device without you even noticing. And the most important part about it, if you're reading here, is that you don't have to open the mail, you don't have to click it, you don't have to do anything to it. It just looks like a normal email, and the sheer fact that you receive it on your phone and you don't even have to open it will basically hack your device. It's so damn powerful that the best option right now, according to ZecOps, is to completely disable the mail application until a patch is available. And the problem with this vulnerability is that the first in the wild attacks have been seen as far as iOS 11.2.2 back in 2018. So this has been used before in order to hack people's devices, and there have been some high-profile targets in here that have been attacked. So while the vulnerability is definitely very interesting and very powerful and might be usable for a jailbreak, right now if you are an Apple Mail user, I would definitely advise you to switch it off for the moment and use an alternative which is not vulnerable, like Outlook or Gmail applications. However, as it turns out, jailbroken people are much more luckier than stock people. Ryan Patrick has released this, quote, decided to release an aftermarket patch for the mobile mail or mail D vulnerability now that I'm back doing jailbreak projects, and it's available in there at rpatrick.com, Cydia mail mend. ZecOps has details on the vulnerability itself, so if you're jailbroken on iOS 13.3 or 13.2 or 13 or 11 or 12 or whatever, you can install this tweak in here, which would basically patch the bug for you so that you can continue using the mail application even on a vulnerable iOS device. So this is actually quite cool to see that the jailbreak community has put together a fix and Apple hasn't. This is pretty serious, Apple, I'm looking at you. At any rate, let's go back to what's currently going on to the jailbreak community. Well, as you probably know, I made a video in here titled iOS 13.4.1, 13.4, 13.3.1 Untethered Jailbreak TFP Zero Kernel Exploit Achieved. And yes, that's currently the biggest event in our community, the fact that ProteasWang, a security researcher in our community, has indeed achieved TFP Zero kernel exploit and of course bug on an A13 device, which means the iPhone 11 Pro, 11, iPhone SE 2020 and stuff like that. And of course that was on iOS 13.4.1, which is of course at the moment the latest version available of iOS. And it does of course work on 13.4 and 13.3.1 as well because it's backwards compatible. He also posted this in here that this is a persistence bug and exploit which is affecting 13.4.1 on A13. Persistent meaning of course untethered. We haven't heard the untethered jailbreak word in a while, but yeah, that vulnerability really has the potential to render us an untethered version of, let's say, I don't know, Unc0ver or the Chimera jailbreak and stuff like that. So it's definitely very powerful. It's definitely much more powerful than the TFP Zero kernel exploits we've had so far. If you want to learn more about that vulnerability, definitely check out this video in here. I talk in more details in here. You can also check out the comments and stuff like that. But anyways, this is currently the biggest event in our community. community when it comes to a new jailbreak, this vulnerability in here. It hasn't been released for the moment, and at the time I'm making this video, we don't have any news on a possible release. However, since it's for iOS 13.4.1, which is currently the latest version, it's impossible to have it released right now because Proteas works for a security company, and of course this means that he's going to go with responsible disclosure, which means contacting Apple, telling Apple about the vulnerability, waiting Apple to patch the vulnerability, and then of course he can possibly release it publicly. It's the same way it works with Google Project Zero as well, with Ian Beer and Brendan Azad and stuff like that. They also go with the same method. So right now the vulnerability works on the latest iOS version, so it's not possible to have it released right away, but after it gets patched, we might as well get it. And if we do, as I talked in this video in here, it really does have the potential to render an untethered jailbreak. However, speaking of jailbreak, there seems to be some weird issue with Cydia today. Jake James, a hacker in our community, posted, quote, "I just installed the latest Cydia update 1.1.33 and it went crazy with issues. Apparently the update made a lot of Cydia specific and non-specific tweaks have side effects. I compiled a list of what caused issues to me so far. I'm hoping the developers collaborate in their fix." There seems to be a problem with the Cydia update 1.1.33, so if you can, avoid updating your Cydia. If you already updated and you seem to have problems, downgrade your Cydia, or of course use something else like Zebra and stuff like that. It's probably for the better. At any rate, there is a problem with Cydia right now, so do avoid that version until further notice. So that's basically it for the moment. That's our fast recap of what's currently going on, but the most important thing is this vulnerability in here. Definitely a scary one. It's a zero click, which means absolutely no user interaction. So this makes it very powerful because you can definitely not notice it. The email you receive containing the vulnerability doesn't look like a different email. It just looks like a normal email to you. So you never know, and you don't even have to open it to get infected. And once you are infected, it can definitely run remote code on your device. So basically you get jailbroken without you knowing, and they can steal data from your device. So definitely apply Ryan Patrick's patch in here, available on his Cydia repo if you are jailbroken, and if you're not, definitely try to not use the mail application and disable it completely if you can, and switch to Gmail for the time being. Thank you for watching. I am GeoSnow. Till the next time, subscribe to stay updated, and peace out.